I've just built myself a cardboard kicker ramp, and today I'm taking on the ultimate challenge to see how long this ramp can last, which I have no idea about, but what I do know is that I'm about to try and do a backflip on it. When you first hear of a cardboard ramp, you think, how on earth can that work? And I'm actually still thinking that, despite the fact that I have got some proof of it somewhat working, and I can thank Outside Brendan for the inspiration of this project. One night when I was sat there on my phone doom scrolling, I actually come across this clip and it inspired me to give it a try. It's the sort of thing that I like to do, and seeing it somewhat work for him on an e-bike makes me think that if I make it a little bit more robust, then it will work absolutely perfect on the jump bike. Perfect might be a bit overselling it, but I'm hoping that it works for a while so we can at least try it. Materials for this one are simple then. I luckily had a new bike delivered recently and the box was in my shed, so it's a little bit creased. Hopefully that's not going to impact the overall strength of the build. And I do think that this is going to be the sort of project that, although I'm going to try and follow the steps of the build on Instagram, you are going to be very much making it up as you go along. With all that being said then, I think it's time that we start building the cardboard kicker ramp, and the first thing that we need to do is grab our ball of string and our permanent marker to mark the curvature of the ramp. I'm going for around about a 7-foot radius, which is perfect for about a 3-foot kicker. That's not going to be a tight, aggressive radius. If you make it sharp, that's more impact in the ramp, so this is going to be very gentle. Perfect. Right, now we're ready to cut it out, which is so much easier than using a skill saw because I can simply just use a Stanley shape. The excitement of this build is now ramping up, and we're about to make some serious progress and run a build lap. So let's drop a tune and get this cardboard kicker built. It's now day 2 of the cardboard kicker ramp build. Last night was the perfect start. We got the side shape done. It actually looks really awesome, and I was able to make the middle pieces, which on a normal ramp would be made of 4x2, but with these I've got 3 bits of cardboard taped together. These basically just go in the ramp like that, and then that allows us to then put our cover over the top, and hopefully that is going to be strong enough. I'm excited to try this ramp out, so let's get back to work. The ramp is now complete and we have made it to testing, which I'm very excited about, but also very nervous because the kicker ramp is actually insanely thin. It has to be able to use the cardboard effectively to make the ramp. It's actually quite tall, which to flat for the first test is going to be quite an impact, but I'm also very, very glad that it's not windy today, but not because I will get blown in the air, because the ramp's light, and when I'm pedaling up to it, I don't want it falling over or moving position. And I'm also glad that it's not raining, because a cardboard ramp and water, not a good combination. Here's how this is going to go down then. I'm being very, very optimistic today, because I've actually set a list of cardboard ramp challenges. Of course, the first one is to see if the ramp survives, which I think and I hope that it will. If it does, we've then got jump on something, jump over something, a shred line, trick session, and a wall ride. They're things that with a normal ramp would all be quite easy, but with a cardboard ramp, could you imagine jumping over something and then the ramp collapses as you go up to it? But first of all, we need to see if it survives, so that is our first task. That looks absolutely terrifying. It's so narrow. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's really scary because I could feel all of the uprights in it. So instead of feeling like smooth ply, it was like let's hit it a few times, see if we can get comfortable and see how durable it is. It's actually fine. There is a bit of a fracture in the side here. We've got that crease there, but like I said when we was building it, the box was folded away in the shed, so that crease was already there. Hopefully that's not going to prove to be a detrimental error. I think we can safely say that we can tick the first challenge off, which is to see if the ramp survives. And I'm actually even more optimistic than I was at the start of the video, and I was feeling very optimistic anyway. And the next challenge is now to jump onto something, so let's go and find the next feature. The good thing about a cardboard ramp is the fact that it actually scores a 10 out of 10 for portability. It's very, very movable, which for this next spot is great because we've had to walk a little bit into the woods, and behind me we've got the bomb shelter, which this is the bigger side to jump up. If this was a wooden ramp this size, I think it'd be quite easy to go up it, but with the cardboard one, it's going to be absolutely terrifying. This right here is actually quite scary and stupid because it's quite a long way up there. It's not scary to jump on it, but it's scary because you're playing roulette with a ramp that could break underneath you. Oh, uphill as well. I actually need to change the angle because the ramp's so thin I can't go up it even slightly sideways because it might fall, so my weight will be too far one side. Oh, that's so scary. You can't go too far either, otherwise you're going down there into that hole. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, got to reverse. Because I now have to make the gap, then reverse again. Oh. And I hope you guys enjoyed that line, because for me, apart from the fact the ramp is working, there was nothing that enjoyable about that. It was quite traumatic actually. What I didn't really think about is the fact that the challenges are getting harder as the ramp is probably getting weaker. And the next one is actually a wall ride, which this looks absolutely horrendous. The wall ride's actually way scarier than what we just did because you're just jumping at a wall. I'm going to do one more test and I think we're there. I'm scared. That's actually sick, but it was really, really scary. Way more scary than the jump onto something challenge. Just jumping at a wall just doesn't seem right, but now I've done it, I can actually feel it. So let's get a couple of shots. That's actually really good fun. Scary one to send, but now I've done it, I think I could do wall ride to 180 off of the wall. Might take a few goes, let's try. That can work.
That's possible. Yo! Yeah!
The ramp moved so bad.
Oh.
Because I'm carving to get, I think I'm starting the 180 already on the ramp, you know, because I'm like carving on the wall to make the turn. Little health update on the ramp then, it's definitely starting to crease and fold more. That's probably because as I'm doing the wall ride, although I'm trying to go straight up it, I'm naturally on this side a bit more, so it's just squashing it. So that is starting to damage. Then also here, you can see it's actually starting to wear thin, I guess on the pressure points here, then at the bottom of the ramp, which I think means it's a perfect time to move to the next challenge, which is to jump over something. It's now time to jump over something, and I honestly don't know why I do this to myself, because I've come to the gnarliest spot. The actual rail I'm going to be gapping isn't that much higher than the kicker, but we are currently stood on top of a massive bridge, which does have the perfect landing on the other side, but with a ramp that could collapse, that risk gets elevated and makes this pretty scary. And there's the longest run up you've ever seen as well. Longest run up in the world, uphill. Yes! Oh my god! Woo! That is terrifying! Oh, whew, that was actually terrifying. Sprinting in up a bridge. I mean, just look at how tall this thing is. Look, check that out right there. That is what I just landed in. What did you just say to me?
Well, you've done this jump quite a few times on a proper ramp. And as you was pedalling up, it kind of actually just realised what you were doing. You were doing it on a cardboard ramp, and I sort of like panicked for a minute because I was like, oh no, this ramp's cardboard, and like this is pretty high up, and there's a rail in between. So yeah, that was sick anyway, well done.
Now made it to the final challenge then, which is the trick session, that last spot. Very, very scary, Gary. We have since suffered a bit more damage, so we got this, which I don't really know how that's happened, and also I noticed that the top is starting to cave in a little bit, so it's stronger on this side, but then I can't really go too far to the side because it will tip over. And we've got quite a bulge on the edge there, but we're not going to worry about that. The way we complete this challenge is by doing 3 tricks in slow motion.
In my veins, I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame, cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed, all the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say, I don't push pause, no I push play, I won't stop till I make a change.
Challenge is complete, the list is fully ticked, everything. It's been quite a difficult video, really scary when you're riding a cardboard ramp, but we're not done yet because I want to ramp the difficulty up even more, do a bonus challenge, which was in my mind. I didn't know how possible any of it would be. Certainly didn't know that this would potentially be possible, but I think you can backflip the cardboard kicker. I'm going to do a test run and then I will report back. When I was doing the tricks, I was getting some really good pop off of it, but it's just kind of weird because the pop's a little bit unpredictable. I guess it's a cardboard ramp. It's not as solid or as sturdy as a real jump, but I think it could work. So this is it, cardboard kicker backflip. Oh!
Oh!
Yes!
Oh god!
Yes! Holy! Did it flip up?
Flipped up, but you nosed in so much.
Yeah, I was like, I really chilled. I don't know why. I was like, cool, I've got good snap. And then I just relaxed. Then I could hear the ramp like go da-dum.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, I'm gonna land. That was scary. I cannot believe that we just backflipped a cardboard ramp. I actually did it again for a iPhone clip to put on Instagram in vertical, and I got the snap way better. The ramp's quite unpredictable, so you kind of get something different every time, and you don't want to keep doing that because you're going to get caught out eventually. The ramp is starting to fall apart. Look, I mean, I just backflipped it and I can actually push the top in, which is terrifying. And Cara noticed that it's starting to split and fracture like all down the back here, so it probably hasn't got too much longer left in its life, but that's not to say we can't reinforce it and invite some guests to come ride it with us again. I want to say a massive thank you to Outside Brendan for the inspiration. I've really enjoyed this today and I hope you guys have too. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah. I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a